My name is Hans Tindmans. I'm an urban planner at the VRP, the Flemish Organization for Urban Planners. Also been working as a researcher on the combination of mobility and urban planning some 20 years ago. But now as an urban planner, I've been working on mobility as well for the Flemish region. And we published in 2016 a manifest in which we try to convince the Flemish urban planners and mobility experts to work more together and on a regional scale and with transit-oriented development principles. And we think the public transport can be a backbone for urban development. We discovered that right in 2015, 2016, both urban planning and transportation mobility were two divided expert groups, networks. And that was one of the main reasons why we published the manifesto, is to combine both networks so that we can understand each other, because both spoke different languages, and we tried to match them and learn from each other and think together. Well, in Belgium, one of the biggest issues is our urban planning and zoning system, but it's very dispersed and not very concentrated. It's one of the biggest issues we have to face. Second, in our country, the car is very dominant in our lives. So our cities are trying to cope with this, but still there's a long way to go to have really walkable cities or cycling cities. So, and on a third, public transport is not very in the midst of the political mind, and we don't pay enough attention to the role that public transport could have in both climate issues, social issues, and economic issues. Yeah, the big problem in Flanders is that the density of most places is very low. And so I believe that for good working transit-oriented development, density is a key issue. We cannot densify the whole countryside. We have to be very selective in which places we develop and which not. And if it's so we have to focus development on the transportation hubs, and then maybe we can have some real working TOD in Flanders. But we also have to think about what kind of urban transport we use. It should not always be a train or a big bus. Maybe there are some other transport modes that could help in combination with the big spines of transport, like a train and bus or tram. TOD is now known for more urbanized regions, and it is believed that density is very necessary to be successful. Maybe you find out some reasons why it could also work on less dense areas, and maybe that's in a different way than it is in the urbanized region in Flanders, but I think it's more or less all over Europe. We have a very also in real estate a very individual approach, which we built. For transit-oriented development, you have to work on a bigger scale and more cooperative. So maybe that's also an issue. You have to explore how can we be more from individual to more a community of users. How can you switch that mindset? You cannot reach transit-oriented development only by individual choices. You have to make it on a community level. Our system works on the individual level, and that's difficult to change.